You remember when Trump did go into office in 2016? We hated the ACA, we hated Obamacare, but everybody knew Hillary Clinton was going to be the president, right? Everybody expected that. So when Trump got into office, all the Republicans in the House and the Senate, they were surprised. And so they didn't have a plan to replace Obamacare. And so what do we still live with is something like that. This has always been a Republican Party that doesn't plan. They don't have a strategy. They're not willing to do anything. These moves that Trump is making is a guy who he's ready to drop the hammer on these deals. He is finally ready and able in this situation, and highly motivated, I would add, to actually drain the swamp.
To fix these problems. Take a look. I pulled up Article 2, Section 3. Which says, he shall from time to time give the Congress information of the State of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may, on extraordinary occasions, convene both houses or either of them, and in case of disagreement between them, with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he shall think proper. He shall receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed and shall commission all the officers of the United States. Here's my bet. Trump's going to go for a standard appointment, a standard confirmation. When the Senate plays dirty games and says Trump cannot get his people in, they're trying to cement his feet so that the popular mandate cannot be fulfilled. The House then says, then we seek to adjourn. If there is a disagreement as to the time of adjournment, Trump then says, you are hereby adjourned. He then does a racist appointment and says, until you guys come back, we are going to have these people serving in these roles. Without the confirmation, but at least the jobs will be filled in I think it will be like an acting role. So he'll get them. And the power exists within the executive branch. I know what the left is going to say to this. They're going to say Trump's gone full fascist and has effectively disbanded the Congress.
I can already see the articles.
And the memes they're going to put out, they're going to claim he's the emperor. And they're going to show, Padme being like, oh, this is how, they're actually not Padme. They already did that one where she says, this is how liberty dies. They're going to do the scene with Darth Vader telling Princess Leia in A New Hope that I have dissolved the Senate in the opening scene. And they're going to put his head on Darth Vader. I'm predicting that, they're going to do it because they're predictable. And this is planned out. And so that's my bet. Only if they obstruct does the adjournment happen and the recess appointments happen.
I mean, it goes back to what you're saying about how they're saying that he only wants to hire yes men, when what they actually mean is we want him to hire people that we support. That way they can obstruct him in office, right? They're upset. That's why I said that this is the first time in ages that I remember there being any type of hoopla around appointments, because they're actually looking to appoint people from outside of D.C.
Yeah, none of their criticisms matter.
Yeah.
The only thing there is a possibility that that people won't be confirmed, and that's fine. But anyone that's making a stink about the people that he's appointed, nothing that they say matters. It's all just garbage. The president does get to select his cabinet, right? It's normal for one or two people to not get confirmed. But they're not going to be able to say, oh, no, you're not going to be able to do this. The idea that the people that are in Congress or in the Senate now, or even worse, in the bureaucracy, are in any way empowered to stymie the president's desires, that is just a creation by people that don't like Donald Trump and want to keep the blob as it is. They want to keep the bureaucracy the way that it is. They have plans. They want to keep their 401ks. They want to keep their friends employed. They don't want to get fired. I want the population surrounding Washington, D.C. to drop by at least 50%. I want home prices to plummet, because I want people to get fired. I want jobs removed. The entire government needs to be slashed. The idea that we need this much government in DC, that we need this much government for the American people to be able to live the lives that they want and to have have a decent and good life. That's a fabrication created by people that are just looking to scoop out of the trough. It is an absolute abomination. The government has become an absolute abomination, and it should be cut as deeply as possible. And yes, there's going to be unemployed people. There are going to be people that are going to lose their jobs, and that's good. That's the point.
We got to break the addiction. So what happens with the government is they create these bureaucratic jobs. Then they get scared that by firing too many people, you hurt the local economy, and that causes a backlash. It's the same thing with the medical industry. They say this all the time. Well, it's 20% of our economy. So if we do away with the bureaucracy, then our economy is going to take a major hit. And it's like, okay, that's called an addiction, where you have to wean yourself off of it. And it's going to be difficult. No one said it would be easy. But if we just decide to stay with a detriment to this country, then we just get worse over a long period of time. So Elon did say there probably will be a rough patch. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, I'm all for it. You know why? Because this side of the aisle, we can handle it. This side of the aisle has a higher likelihood of surviving a bear attack. Not that we'd want anyone to, but come on, it's true.
Yeah. And the thing that has bothered me for so long, and I've said it for years, is so many conservatives, quote, conservatives, have become government dependent. They're just as bad as the people on the left. They've come to rely on a big government. They're going to have to go through some lean times here and pull themselves off and become independent, self-sufficient. The thing that philosophically you proclaim politically to believe in, now you're going to have to live that out, and that's going to be great. As a side note, if you guys paid attention to how young these appointments are, this takes us back to our founding fathers. I mean, we're talking, our country was founded by 24-year-olds, and now you've got J.D. Vance, who's 40, Tulsi Gabbard, who's 42, Vivek. I mean, you can name all these people off, Matt Gaetz. I mean, this is the 44 and under club, which I'm excited about. These are firebrands. And to your point, Phil, I want Carthaginian peace. I want peace because we have not only defeated them, I want to plow under their fields and pour salt on it so nothing will ever grow there again. I don't want any more lopping off of genitals. I don't want any more hormone blockers. I don't want any more CRT. I don't want any more DEI. I don't want any more affirmative action. I don't want any more of this, gender confusion. I don't want admirals in dresses. I don't want any of this crap going on. I want those ideologies, those progressive death ideologies dead.
Pete Hegseth. That's why they're saying he got chosen. Because he wrote that book saying we got to get wokeness out of the military, we got to bring lethality, and we got to bring back meritocracy.
Right.
The ultimate irony in all of this is that the guy who wants to slash the government and get the federal government out of your life, less involved, is the one that they're calling a fascist.
Yeah.
That will never not be funny to me.
Yeah. Well, and Joe Biden was shaking his hand with a big smile on his face today.
I love that photo.
Yeah.
There's photos from the White House.
Oh, he voted for him. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
We know this.
And I'll say it again. I don't think Joe Biden resigned from the race. I think he refused, and then they got someone to go on his X account and posted a letter without him knowing.
Yeah.
And then the next day told him, we resign on your behalf.
I've said numerous times on a comedy stage. I've said numerous times in recent months. I've said I think Joe Biden read the teleprompter that night, woke up the next day, and said, "What the did I?
Because
what did I read?"
It was like a day before. He was like, "I'm not going to drop out."
Yeah.
Then the next day, it's like, "Here's a letter saying I'm dropping out," and no video statement.
Yeah.
Which I think somebody went. They conspired against him, and then he and Jill said, "Then we're voting for Trump."
I'll float this out there. You know how we've talked about how they drugged Joe to wake him up for a little while? I think they were drugging him to dumb him down. I think we've seen more life out of Joe since he resigned and he became irrelevant.
I don't think they just
no, he's sleeping now.
He had more energy today than I've seen in ages.
But
the guy was, I don't know which Joe we're talking about.
He's not working anymore, and he's not campaigning.
Yeah.
So when you do see him, it's the hour or two where he's got energy. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.